Hi, welcome to Rising Vibration. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May 2018. Hey, if you're just coming and this is your first time joining me here, thank you for coming and thank you for joining me. And if you're returning, thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you like, hit the thumbs up button because there's an algorithm in YouTube that will cause other people to find the video quicker if you hit the thumbs up button. And if you like, also leave a comment if you have any questions about the reading. That would be wonderful. So this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of May 2018. It's been a little bit of a hard time still for Sagittarius over the past month, that's for sure. A lot of touch and go energy. We're still dealing with the energy of Saturn. That's also for sure and without a doubt. But it's starting to taper off. So let's see where we are for the month of May 2018 for Sagittarius. And at the head of the reading, we have the King of Wands. We have our Sagittarius card. We have Temperance, Major Arcana. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. We have Major Arcana, the Chariot. Things are changing. I don't think I need to tell any Sagittarius that things are definitely changing. There's a momentum behind things now. If you're still in that kind of holding pattern, I would be really surprised because some things have definitely moved and happened over the past 2 to 3 weeks. Some of them have been more positive than others. There may have been some disappointments behind having to accept a type of a loss or a small defeat. It feels small because it feels like the Sagittarius had already prepared themselves for this, but they still have to recognize that this has happened. And it's like from there, they just shot off. It's like they were waiting on this, and now it's just, things have just really started to move forward and accelerate in an auspicious way, I would say. Let's see what else. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have Major Arcana. Again, Death, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7 cards are Major Arcana, and this is really about starting over. We have the Five of Pentacles, Death, Major Arcana. We have the Eight of Cups, starting over, wiping the slate clean, wiping the slate clean. We have Major Arcana. So the majority of the cards were Major Arcana. We have the Empress, really starting over. Yeah, starting over. It's like a clean slate, a clean start, a new start. Ready to let go. Ready to let go. The Sagittarius is finally letting go. And they may wake up one day and something that they cared about so much, something that seemed to mean so much to them, is no longer on the table. It's no longer on the map. It's like they just don't care anymore. And from there, we make it to the Empress, the card of abundance, maturity, knowing, confidence, regaining the faith, you know, I don't want to get too deep and heavy with this, but I'm thinking of the Empress also as the giver of life. And, you know, if whether you're a man or a woman, oh, there's a lot going on with this now, guys. So let me try to parse this out. Where should I start from? Because this is under the Death card. And I don't know if I should tell a deep story, but I think I have to because this is what's coming to me. And, okay, I'm just going to give you my story. You have to go with your own faith and your own belief system. But you know, when a child is in the womb and is being born, we can't remember typically back that far, but you can imagine that this would be terrifying for that soul, for that being, because they have no idea what's going on. They've been inside of this safe place, one way or the other, because every pregnancy is different, but they know a world that is quite limited inside of the womb. And when they're being born, they must be terrified in a way, because they have no idea what's going on. And then when they come out, all these bright lights are there, and they're hearing unmuffled sound, all this input, all of this feedback, and it must be so overwhelming. But then step by step, little by little, the world reveals itself to this being, to this person, and they start to see all these wonderful things, even taste all these new things, and then just growing and growing and growing into an adult. And then finally they return again to another place. A lot of people are afraid of death and they're worried about death, but it's the same experience in reverse. The same way that there's this infant coming into the world, it's like in death you return to a place that seems terrifying right now because we don't know any different, but it's a similar type of experience. I'm not sure why this heavy, deep story is coming out for Sagittarius right now, but it seems to have some deeper meaning in all of this from a very esoteric standpoint. That's one side of it, but then on the other side of it, it's a new time now. We've been in that scary place for a while, trying to find, this is a Sagittarius card, Temperance, our balance back again, and trying to figure out, we have major arcana, the Chariot with the Wheel of Fortune, trying to find that hope and belief that life will improve. Doesn't have to be how it was before. King of Wands, we don't have to be who we were before. We've gone through a type of death and now rebirth. And if you are a Sagittarius who was deep in it over the past 2.5, 3 years, you know exactly what I mean. We're in a period of rebirth now, coming into the world again. Coming into the world again. And it's an opportunity. 8 of Cups. It's an opportunity. Get that right. This has walked into this. 5 of Pentacles, walking, moving into the 8 of Cups, moving on. Moving on. You must feel like a new person if you're a Sagittarius. You know what I mean. You feel like you don't feel the same anymore, and you're not the same anymore. Be brave. You can do it, and you know you can. If you're starting a new job or you're taking a new corner into a new career and you're feeling like, oh, can I do it as good as I did it before? Or what if these problems follow me? What if these things are following me? The 8 of Cups, they don't follow you. You take the lessons learned. You take those experiences with you, those emotions with you on some level. You take it with you. But can you remember when you were being born? I mean, you might be able to regress and remember a lot of things, but can you remember being inside the womb and being born? I think probably not. Same way, some things now you will forget as you move forward. A lot of that pain and disappointment is not going to stay with you. What you learned in terms of skill set That can be work performing, a skill, a job, a trade that you know or learned, or even mentally feeling like I can't remember everything. I don't. Wow, a lot of things are lost now. It's not. That you will take with you. It's still there. Start retraining yourself. Start trying to read as much as you can, Sagittarius. Even if you don't like to read, start trying to pick up articles. I feel like a lot of things will start to come back to you, especially if it's part of your work or business or trade or career field. Start trying to re-educate yourself. You're going to need it. If you're interviewing for jobs, for positions, for changes and relocation, they want you for a reason. Don't forget that. All that's still there, guys. See what else is coming through. We have Major Arcana. This is the Preacher. This is like the Hierophant. It's about belief, believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself now because nobody else will. You know, it's up to you. You have that support and you have people who are standing by you, but you have to believe in you now. You have to have confidence. That was the other part of the story with the pregnancy and the Empress and birth. You know, when a woman is carrying a child, of course she will be worried about the health of the child and if everything will go okay in the pregnancy. But a part of her has to be really ultra confident about that whole endeavor, that she's going to make it through. You know, she has to believe that she can make it and that she will make it through and she will do her best to have a healthy pregnancy. Let's see what else is here. We have the Major Arcana, the Seducer. So many Major Arcana cards here. This is ridiculous. We have the Vampire. This is feeling like a little bit like a victim mentality. Get away from that. We have guilt. A little bit of regrets from how things have transpired. It's okay. Again, if someone's done you wrong, it's okay. It's their karma. Keep yourself karma clear. You're okay. Even if you made some mistakes, you're okay. It's okay. It happens. Remember, taking those lessons with you. You can make corrections in the future. And I believe that. You know, it's also about a timing thing. And I say that sometimes, and I know people probably think that's strange. You can't go back and change the past. That's right. You can't go back and change the past. Okay? But you have to live with actions that you took in the past that you have the consequences now. But you can change things in a way that if you've made a mistake, you could try to make a correction. So you might be dealing with the results of something you did in the past that was a clear mistake and you have the results now. You can still make a correction to that, let's say. It's a bit odd way to think about it, but work with it, guys. We have Major Arcana, the Warrior. On top of Major Arcana, Death, we have the Confession by the Church, by the way. So interesting. The Confession. You see him in the confessional. And this is the Church. This might be something like atonement, feeling like you need to atone, but it seems to be more like being okay with where you are. You know, we have the card of vanity. Again, admitting that perhaps you did make mistakes and you haven't done some things right, or also being very prideful. This can also be a little bit about still fighting with others because of your own conviction, standing by your conviction, when maybe you have to let back or let go a little bit on some things, especially if someone's done you wrong. Like, I know you did me wrong and you know you did me wrong and I want an apology and I know. Let it go, guys. You don't need to do that. It's okay. Let it go. Letting it go, you know? And finally, we have the Strategist. This is recognizing the dark and the light. It's recognizing that, you know, having to see things that you don't necessarily want to see. And part of that might be someone who did you wrong, or people who weren't there for you when you needed them to be. It happens. It happens. People make mistakes. And maybe that's enough just to say, okay, yeah, It was messed up what they did, but you know what? I'm over it. And I think the Sagittarius is going to be dealing with this kind of karmic energy over the next month. And the more they let go of this aspect of even having to be right in some respects, having to prove their point, having to stand by their conviction, having to stand by their truth, the more they let go of this aspect and just forget about it, the better off they will be for it. It's always like a trade-off or like a test, or like if you sacrifice this aspect of being right, even if you are right, but you let it go, okay, they made a mistake, and really letting it go and forgiving. We're talking about forgiveness as well, guys. You will be better for it. You will have a better rebirth process and renewal process for yourself by recognizing not everyone gets it all right all the time. So that's the message I have for Sagittarius for the month of May 2018. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me, and I will see you next month. Bye-bye.